Welcome to New Life Live, the premier place to receive free advice from Christian psychologists and counselors for the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual challenges you face. Since 1988, we've offered compassionate responses that combine God's truth with proven psychological principles to guide you toward healing. Our phone lines are open. Call us now at 1-800-229-3000.
Have you guys noticed nobody likes it when things end, unless it's a weekend, and then people are all over that? Hi, it's your friend Brian. Welcome to New Life Live. We have made it to the weekend. We've got some great questions coming up on today's show. First, let me introduce the panel. We've got Sheri Denham Keffer. She's a doctor of marriage and family therapy, and also here is licensed marriage and family therapist, Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris. And Dr. Jacqui, what's on your mind to start us off?
Prayer.
Prayer, yay.
So there is the Lord's Prayer in Matthew that gives us a template for how to pray. But growing up, I was taught the Lord's Prayer as the prayer. And so for the majority of my life, I would have said, I don't know how to pray. I can't pray out loud. I certainly wouldn't want to pray in public. And then we had a situation in our family where my husband was away and he was gone at war. We were in a battle and he was overseas, and I was devastated. And my sister-in-law called me, and I was really upset by what we were seeing on the news. And she said, you need to pray for your husband. And I said, I don't know how to pray. And she said, it's just talking to God. And I will be praying for my brother, but you need to pray for your husband. And so I began to talk to God. And that night, it was a shower. And to this day, I still, this is my favorite place to pray. It's almost instinct. If I'm showering, I'm praying. But that was the first memory that I have of really talking to God and pouring out my soul and asking for him to come back whole and safe and use him here. You might need him, but can you keep him on the planet? And when he came home, that solidified something for me. And so every time he left after that, I didn't have any trepidation or fear because God had protected him, and I had confidence that God would continue. It was like that prayer covered his entire Marine Corps career. And I want people to know how important prayer is, because too often people are getting their information from others. And we're educated, and that's important, and we need good counsel. But go to God. Relationship with God is the most important thing. Your relationship with Jesus matters, and you don't have a relationship with someone you never talked to, right? How are you going to be in relationship with someone and then you speak to them through the pastor all the time? And so I just want to encourage people, look at the Lord's Prayer in Matthew. I think it's Matthew chapter 5. Walk through that and see those steps. It's, we reverence God and we give honor to who he is, and we talk about, our sins and that he's forgiven us, and that we will forgive others and make our request and then honor God, and all in the name of Jesus. And so it's a template to help you communicate with God and then wait to hear back, because he will speak. Yeah. And for all of us, he speaks differently. And if you don't know how God speaks to you, that's your first prayer. God, show me how to hear your voice. You had something. I saw it.
Well, you know what? You just took me back. And let me tell you the thing that I love about what you said is you just talked to God.
Yep.
Like you would talk to any other person, and you didn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Blast from the past. I remember praying, my dad praying, bless us, O Lord, for these thy gifts which you're about to receive by thy bounty in Jesus Christ, our Lord, amen, around the dinner table. And I didn't grow up knowing that I could just talk to God.
Yeah.
And I forgot that.
Yeah.
So honestly, what Dr. Jacqui just said, it's so big and so powerful. And actually, it's not hard.
Not hard at all.
To just talk. To bring your heart real conversation. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
This is New Life Live. Thanks so much for joining us today on the radio or on Facebook or on YouTube. We will be right back.
Hello, it's Becky Brown, and I just want to share with you about our upcoming webinar, Break Free from Depression, Tools to Reclaim Your Life. If you've been overwhelmed, exhausted, feeling hopeless, or disconnected, this live event will give you the tools and encouragement that you need to move forward. We're going to hear from Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris, who is a trusted counselor that you hear on New Life Live all the time. We're going to help guide you through practical strategies and biblical truth to help you find real hope in your journey. Jacqui will present for about an hour, and then we'll have a 30-minute question and answer following the presentation.
The Break Free from Depression webinar is Thursday evening, January 15th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go online to newlife.com. Get tools to reclaim your life and break free from the patterns that keep you stuck. 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris would like to come to your house to talk about depression. Well, not literally, of course, just figuratively, technologically more like. She's presenting a webinar called Breaking Free from Depression, Tools to Reclaim Your Life. It is happening next week on Thursday, January 15th. You can sign up or get more information right now by texting the word webinar to 28950, and that'll also land you a free tip sheet on depression. Again, text the word webinar to 28950. It's happening next Thursday, January 15th with Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris.
Yep. Be there.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to some calls in just a moment. First, let me read a question that was submitted online. We love hearing from you guys when you call in to the show here, but we know that you can't always call in during this time frame. So we've got a couple of ways that you can reach out to us. You can send us an email or leave us a voicemail, and you can find out how to do that at newlife.com/radio. That'll show you all the phone numbers, all the email addresses that you need. But this one here is from Barbara, who writes, as a grandma, which parent of my grandsons should I comply with? I have 2 grandsons. Their mother is my daughter. She has the boys Sunday to Thursday, and then the father has them Thursday to Sunday. My daughter has asked me not to interact with my grandsons when they are with their father. I am complying, but it does become difficult when she feels like she wants to withhold the boys from me. A situation happened a while back, and even though things are good right now, I am cautious to cross a boundary innocently. When they're with their father, do I need to comply with my daughter's wishes? I would just like your take on it. And would my seeing them affect the custody order? What do you guys say?
Yes, it would. I think it will. I think if you don't comply with your daughter's request, that is going to cause some issue. There's going to need to be a conversation about that. She will most likely feel like you betrayed her and went behind her back. I don't know what the relationship is with the son or the ex-husband, the father of the children. He may be reaching out to grandma and asking her to babysit or things like that. And I don't know what the effects of the custody would be for grandma to see or not see. She can only see the kids when the parent who has the kids allows it. It feels like it's very limiting for the children and maybe even some control tactics. But however, we don't know what else is going on. And so the daughter may have very good reasons for why she doesn't want mom to interact with the father. Mm-hmm. And so if I'm her, I'm going to respect my daughter's wishes and I'm not going to interfere. But I'm also the type of mom that we're going to need to have a conversation because it doesn't actually make sense to me. But my daughters are open and we can talk about things like that. I can agree to do what you've asked me to do. And we can still have a conversation so that it makes sense to me because I want to be there and to be available and see my grandkids as much as possible. And so if their dad is calling and asking me to hang out with them, I want to do that. So tell me why I can't. Tell me how that would hurt you if I did see them, what would that put in jeopardy? Just to be curious and to get an understanding, and to be able to validate where the daughter's coming from. I want to know. I want to hear you. So I would be curious with the daughter, and I would honor her wishes, but I would be encouraging her to make some shifts if there's a problem, if the dad can't be with the kids the entire time. Sometimes it's because I don't want him to have the help. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to watch the kids for him. He needs to figure out how to do this on his own. Yeah. And when that's the case, then there's other things at play, and that might not be in the kids' best interest.
Yeah. Sheri?
Yeah, I just have one line that I wanted to add simply. I was curious about when you said, what happens if I innocently cross the line? And I'm wondering, how could you innocently cross the line unless you cross the line when she's said not to, about you contacting your grandsons when they're with their dad? Mm-hmm. That wouldn't be innocent, right? Mm-hmm. That would be like you knowingly did it, but wanted it to be innocent. And I know it sounds like there's a lot of power and control and issues going on, and your daughter loves you. She's grown up with you, and there's a reason your daughter is saying, Mom, no fly zone. I would honor that. I wouldn't push the boundary. I would respect her and her wishes, and I would do that. I would say, I want you to get a calendar out, and I want you to mark the calendar, and I want you to say, I'm going to honor her boundary, and in 6 months, I'm going to reevaluate if I can live with her boundary. And then I would add another 3 months and say, okay, I did it. I did it for 9 months. Well, I guess I haven't died yet. I'm seeing the boys, and I'm honoring my daughter, and she seems to be more relaxed with me because I'm respecting her. And, sometimes there's family of origin issues, too, that are coming up. And so I vote to respect and practice doing what she's asking you to do.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that the daughter needs you to trust her with this and do as she's asked. And if there's been anything in history where the daughter has felt like she wasn't seen, she wasn't heard, or you didn't respect her boundaries in the past, this would reopen that. And so this could also be a good time of repair if that is how she felt in her childhood. Your honoring her request now could do a lot to mend some of her hurt from the past and give her a corrective experience.
Barbara, thanks for submitting your question online at newlife.com/radio, which has the instructions on how you can send us an email or leave us a voicemail. And that's if you can't call in when we are here in the studio. But look, we are here in the studio right now. So call in, like Michelle, who listens to us in Anaheim. I should say watches us in Anaheim on YouTube. Hi, Michelle. Welcome to New Life Live.
Hi there. I have 3 adult children. Two sons and a daughter. My oldest son is 27. My daughter's a middle child. She's 23. And my youngest son, he's 20. And myself and my husband have recently found out through my daughter that she was abused by my older son physically and sexually. From the age of 5 to about 15.
Oh my goodness.
As a parent, I don't even know where to begin with this. I really don't.
Yeah. Did the daughter come to you?
Yes.
I'm sure it was devastating.
She's going through some therapy. For some prior issues with the boyfriend, and this has recently come to light. Like the memories have recently come back to her.
Okay. I would start with therapy. This isn't something I would for you. I would.
Family?
No, for you. I would start with individual therapy for you. Yes, the family is going to need care, but you just found out something devastating, and you have to walk through how you're experiencing that, make meaning of this, how you want to talk to your sons, how you want to talk to your daughter about this, having the support of a counselor to move through this with you, as your daughter is having the support of a counselor, I think is important.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm not good.
Yeah. This is
I mean,
devastating.
I'm torn between how dare you with my child and what did I do to mess up the other child?
Yeah. Our hearts are breaking with you, Michelle, because it's just devastating to find out 2 out of your 3 kids, there's some sexual violation and sexual acting out that's going on. And my first question, and I'm sure you're floating back, trying to wonder what was going on. Where were you? What was happening? What was happening in the marriage? Was this a single parent? Was there pornography in the home? There's so many questions that I have, but are you married currently with the husband?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I believe that when me and my husband have been married for 29 years.
Okay.
We got married in our 20s. We were very young parents, and we made a lot of mistakes. And I would be the first to admit that throughout our relationship, it's always like we've always been about each other versus, I don't know how to explain it. It's always been, it's not that we put our relationship above our kids. I feel that we were there for our kids, but it was always like, what are we fighting about now, and what's going on now? The kids witnessed a lot of fighting between us.
Okay. And so in families, and again, this is why Dr. Jacqui said it would be great for you to go in and embark in your own therapy, right? As you're trying to just figure out the landscape. In houses where there's a lot of fear, anger, aggression, scariness, it's not uncommon for kids to seek comfort somewhere. And sometimes that comfort happens in between a sibling set. Now, just know that your daughter from 5 to 15, that's 10 years. That's such a huge developmental place for her to be sexually violated, sexually acted out upon. He was 5 years older, right?
Yes. 3 years. 3 years.
3
They're 3
years.
years apart.
They're 3 years apart.
She also mentioned he would, because back in the early days of the internet and stuff, you could put your little DVD and play your game, and my son would apparently make her watch porn in order for her to use the computer.
Okay.
For her game.
Yes. So do you remember when I asked if there was porn in the house?
Yes.
Did that seem like a weird question for me to ask you?
No, not at all, because it definitely was.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, so, I just want to share this. The reason I ask that is there's other situations that have come my way in writing my book, Intimate Deception, Healing the Wounds of Sexual Betrayal, where I've talked to families where things like this have happened. And one child has found pornography at a young age. And as a means of trying to find comfort, it's crazy to think that an 8-year-old, your boy, could be titillated by pornography, but they are. And so then what happens is they start seeing these adult behaviors through porn. And I hate porn, but they start watching it. And then that gets reenacted with someone around. It could be a little girl at school. It could be a sister. And again, he is a victim of pornography, and she is a victim of him enacting that out with her. You may have two victims here, of one of pornography and one of sexual violation because of her brother, because of the pornography. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
So, and all that can happen right under your nose. Right under your nose. And so, again, I agree with Dr. Jacqui. Michelle, get in with someone who understands this and begin to unpack this as the mom. And I hope your husband will enter into the work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be devastated as well.
Yeah.
Michelle, just another quick thought when we come back here on New Life Live, so stay on the phone, and we'll talk to you when we come back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
We've been married 33 years. We attended the Intimacy and Marriage Workshop. Even though we've read books or attended a few other marriage weekends, this was certainly different and a lot more intensive than initially that we thought.
When you come to Intimacy and Marriage, you're going to be immersed into a 3-day process.
Was not really sure exactly what to expect, but the idea of learning to really understand intimacy was intriguing. We had been in the same patterns of struggle over and over again.
If you've thought, I don't think we can ever change, we're just in this rut and we can't get out, the Intimacy and Marriage Workshop can help you get out of the rut.
The Intimacy and Marriage Weekend is February 13th to the 15th in Orange County, California. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the code NLL for a discount. 1-800-639-5433.
I would highly recommend it.
For over 35 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addiction, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
I found a counselor through New Life Ministries, and it's just been outstanding.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first steps toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door for a better tomorrow.
To get someone that's competent, that's good at what they do, it's been like day and night compared to what I've had before.
Call 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Let's talk to Michelle for a few more minutes. Are you still with us, Michelle?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I was just wondering about your oldest son, who's now 27. Does he have a family of his own or anything? Is he?
Yes, he does. He just had a daughter.
Oh, man.
Have you had a conversation with him about this yet?
No. That's where I just don't even know where to start with this. I've had conversations about his porn addiction since he was a teenager. We took him to counseling. We took him to pastors, and he would gaslight them all and lie to them and say he was doing great. We've suspected that he's bipolar, and we've begged and pleaded for him to get medication and go to a psychiatrist. But with a 27-year-old adult, you can't force them to do anything.
Right. And as Dr. Sheri said, the porn is harmed him. And so even what you're seeing and maybe thinking of as bipolar may be related to his porn addiction.
He has a depression.
Yeah.
He has depressive episodes where he can't get out of bed for days on end.
Well, and he's got this memory inside of him too. And so it's quite possible that it burdens him. And now is maybe going to get some freedom. But I definitely believe you guys are going to need some therapy to walk through it. So grateful that your daughter's therapist is walking through it with her, and she was able to come and share with you and your husband. What are your thoughts about getting yourself into counseling and maybe your husband recommending from him as well?
That's my question. Do I take this therapy myself, or with my husband and my daughter, or by myself first, and then
I would recommend individual therapy for you, as well as family therapy and couples therapy. And you might not be able to do all of those things at the same time. So I would start with individual therapy. And as you get going and you get to where you can start to see your therapist maybe every other week or so, then maybe we can bring in couples therapy. And and then you and him get on the same page, and now maybe we can bring everybody together and do family therapy.
Gotcha.
Because the truth is, Michelle, too, we have a daughter-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, yes.
Right? We have a daughter-in-law who...
I'm terrified. She deals with his porn addiction, but I have not told her about the recent findings. But at the same time, I want to protect my granddaughter.
Yeah. But do you know, and all those things are good, you want to protect your granddaughter. I want to applaud that. That's so good, because not only is a porn addict, he has a 10-year history of sexually acting out on his sister, a little girl, right? And all that needs to be unpacked, but that granddaughter is vulnerable. The marriage is vulnerable. And their marriage, right? And so maybe here's this couple, right? Your son and his wife. She's been trying to deal with the porn addiction as best she can. Yet we got a baby that just came into the world, and maybe that marriage needs to be lanced, meaning that daughter-in-law needs some support and help. We've got here at New Life, we've got the Restore Conference. Mm-hmm. Like, she may really need to have information and hope and help around not just allowing this to continue, right? Especially with this new news. And he needs to get into his own treatment, right? Yeah. And starting to address his pornography addiction.
As far as that's concerned, I believe he needs to go to a treatment center.
I agree.
Not just for a weekend or a week.
I agree. Inpatient.
At least 30 days.
Yeah.
Correct.
So there's lots of those out there. There's lots of places that are out there that can begin to address that. Because I do think, especially because of him acting out with his sister, right? This is deep. Mm-hmm. And so my mind is blank. I'm trying to think of the place that I would recommend that for a longer stay.
Well, I'm sure if we keep you on the line, we can help you find a place and some recommendations and a counselor in your area as well.
Yeah. So I understand how individual therapy works and couples therapy, but like family therapy in this situation, I mean, people listening right now might be wondering, wait, so the little girl, the 20-year-old is going to be in the same room with the perpetrator?
Yeah. Well, my guess is she's been in the same room with him all these years. Okay. She's just never told the story, and maybe hadn't remembered the story until the trauma she's unpacking revealed it. Right? And so, everybody in the same room with a therapist that can navigate holding space for each member of the family and the family as a whole.
Yeah. And you know what, Michelle, sometimes, many times, these inpatients that are sex addiction specific, I want you to go someplace where they've got CSAT, Certified Sex Addiction Therapist. It's called a CSAT. In the part of their inpatient, they actually do family therapy as well. And so, but don't wait for the inpatient to start your therapy, but there's lots of resources for you.
Yeah. Thank you for calling in today to New Life Live. Everybody listening and watching, please keep Michelle in her prayers and her little granddaughter in your prayers.
I went to Every Man's Battle in 2012. My sexual integrity was not what it should have been. I sought out affairs, whether physical or emotional. Until I came to Every Man's Battle, I didn't understand that would never fill that void.
Every day, men struggle with sexual integrity. Impure thoughts, strip clubs, affairs, pornography.
The shame and guilt was overwhelming.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle Intensive.
You will discover what the true root of your pain is, and you will discover how to overcome.
You don't have to struggle any longer. Get help in Orange County, California, January 23rd through the 25th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register or to find out more. 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Enter the code NLL for a discount.
Every Man's Battle saved my life.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found Life Recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 Steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 Steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
As we just heard with caller Michelle, we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. We've got an online course beginning at the end of this month. It's called Healing as a Choice, where people like Michelle and whoever could benefit from this will be guided step by step through 12 powerful weeks of insight, scripture, and support. Whether your wounds come from loss, betrayal, trauma, disappointment, or all of the above, this course will help you begin again with God and with yourself. You can't change the past, but you can choose to heal. To quote Jesus, do you want to be made well? If your answer is yes, come to newlife.com to learn more about this course and two others that we're offering beginning January 29th. Now, if someone answered no, I don't want to be made well, what might happen? Jacqui?
I would probably laugh because I wouldn't be expecting that. But if someone answered no, they stay in their situation. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes people answer no with their actions, even though they say yes with their words.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, yeah, I want to be well. And what does he say? Pick up your mat and walk, right? That's when I think of that passage and that scene, I imagine Jesus going, it's in you. You have everything you need inside of you to be well. Are you going to choose it?
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes even if people don't verbally say no, they are saying no, while at the same time out of their mouth saying, yes, I want to be well. I want to get better. I want to change. I want my circumstances to change. But often they aren't willing to do the work that requires because it can be painful.
Yeah. So we would recommend that you sign up for the Healing as a Choice course. It begins at the end of this month because you do want to be made well. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE or visit newlife.com. The other 12-week courses, by the way, that we're offering are called Lose It for Life and Take Your Life Back. Don't stay stuck. This is the year of unstuckness once and for all. Visit newlife.com for these details about these two courses that are coming up.
I just want to touch on one thing. The Michelle with her son, her gut instincts are, you want to get well, pick up your mat and walk. Now, when this family, when things start to open up, right, which they need to, if he's willing to get well, right, he's going to enter into a deep process. I was looking at online hopequestgroup.org. It's a 90-day program, faith-based, CSATs on staff, where somebody can go in like him and begin to unpack what has happened and his addiction, and not just doing a surface thing, but going deeper. And that's important, because someone like her son, if he doesn't agree to do that deeper work, I have seen men like him in their 60s continue to act out and minimize it, and the damage that is done to their spouses, to kids, to other family members is... It just gets bigger and bigger. It's like cancer in a family. So, Michelle, you're on the right track about wanting to get him into some place that is impatient.
Well, we often hear that phrase, the dirty old man or something. But in this case, I mean, this guy's, 27 years old? I mean, got to put a stop to this now.
Yeah. So he doesn't grow into that guy.
Yeah. We've also got the Every Man's Battle Intensive that begins 2 weeks from today in Orange County, California. And today is the last day to sign up to get a discount on that. That's a 3-day, it's a weekend thing. But like Sheri mentioned right now, there's the one that she found that's 90 days, you said?
Yeah. Faith-based. It's hopequestgroup.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for your daughter-in-law, I mean, she might want to attend, as we mentioned, the Restore
would be so good for her.
That's happening the weekend of March 6th in Dallas, Texas. You can find out about that at newlife.com. And we've also got a resource in the newlife.com store. It's a book that you wrote. You mentioned it right now, Intimate Deception. So talk about that book for how it can benefit Michelle and her daughter-in-law.
Boy, Michelle, I think it would be a really good read for you if you want to get it through the New Life store, because what that's going to do is unveil the impact of the pornography and the addiction and the sexual acting out on the partner. And you as a mom could very much relate to the impact that this is having on you. I think about your daughter-in-law and how she knows that there's a porn addiction. And so often, especially in this younger age that's coming up, I think because porn was so accepted, right, in the digital age, often I talk to gals around her age and they're like, I don't know a guy who's not looking at porn. I look at porn as a female, right? They'll say, that was something that I grew up with. We just kind of looked at it on our phones. And what we don't realize is how that pornography can get infiltrated into our homes, and it can begin to create damage. And so this daughter-in-law, I'm assuming the best of her, she probably just doesn't know what to do. And it sounds like her husband, her mom's tried. Mom just basically said, I've tried to get him into help, and he says no. And guess what? That's not uncommon. And so it's often the wife is the linchpin, is the one that has to develop healthy boundaries and begin to draw a line in the sand to say, no, I am not okay with this. You need to get help. In my book, I have a chapter. The chapter on boundaries is called No is a Complete Sentence. And I think when there's a porn addiction going on, when we struggle with knowing how to put boundaries down because we're afraid they're going to get mad, we might feel like we need to be their sexualized acting out partner. We have to become more hypersexual to try to keep their attention focused in that direction. We do a lot of things to try to get them to stop. But all those behaviors in trying to get them to stop are not helping them get into their healing. And so boundaries are one of the things that we need to do to draw a line and to get help. And often partners need I would say, not even often. Can I just say 100% of the time? I think betrayed partners need our own help to work through the traumatization that comes, the attachment traumas that come through pornography use or sexual acting out. It does a number on us and it disempowers us. And I think 100% of us can do our own work to get empowered and begin to take the bull by the horns and say no more. And we often need help to do that.
Yeah.
We need a tribe, people that will believe us and support us.
The tribe piece is important because, as you said, there's a large community that doesn't see anything wrong with porn. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as popular as it is. And so if you don't have a tribe that is saying, no, this isn't okay, look how this is damaging the family, look how this is affecting us, then you won't feel supported in that, and you may not move forward with making the change. In this day and age, sexual acting out is so minimized for men. And the only way that changes is if we talk about it, we get the help, and we call it out when we see it, and we set those boundaries and say, no, this isn't okay, and no, we're not going to make it easier for you to do that thing that's hurting you. People don't realize how much damage it actually does to the mind and to the way that we relate to one another in relationship. But for a lot of people, it's just a typical thing. It's not that big a deal. It's minimized. We've become so desensitized to that and acts of violence that people just do things willy-nilly and don't think about the consequences. And life is about choices. Choices have consequences and repercussions. And we need people to choose healing and not choose stopping. Because stopping is just a stopgap. It's a stop sign. And as soon as the car goes past, you're going to go on and keep moving forward, right? But healing will change you and change your mind and change your desires and your beliefs.
And the thing about not just stopping it, but because a lot of guys, and I think we had a call recently from somebody who's thought, once I get married, and maybe this is the case with Michelle's son, who he's had this addiction, this battle for all these years, so he's going to get married and that's going to cure him. He's not going to have the need for pornography anymore, but that's obviously not the case.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, Brian, that his wife doesn't know he sexually acted out on his sister for 10 years.
And
I guarantee you,
and I know,
she doesn't know that.
I know that wives who feel burdened by that idea, oh, well, you're my wife, and so it's up to you to help me to get over this.
Yeah.
And healing is your choice.
You're listening to New Life Live. We'll be right back.
My husband addicted to pornography for the majority of our marriage. I was very isolated and didn't really know which way to turn.
If you've been affected by betrayal, an emotional or physical affair, or pornography, the Restore Intensive will equip you with support and tools to help you through.
I went to the Restore conference, which seems to be the missing puzzle piece where I was able to find my voice.
When two people want to do their part, we can be restored. But if they don't, we are not stuck because someone else made a decision. God lets us weigh in on how we want to walk out our lives.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Dallas, Texas, March 6th to the 8th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Enter the code NLL for a discount.
I'm navigating my world now. It feels so wonderful.
I've had a great experience at Restore.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. Do Do you need help for life's hard situations?
My husband recently said he wanted a divorce.
I'm confused on what I should do.
I have an eating disorder.
New Life Live answers your questions on relationships, grief, addiction, trauma, anxiety, and much more, all from a biblical perspective with our panel of professional counselors and psychologists.
I learn a lot from your program.
You help so many people.
I appreciate your ministry.
Whether you listen or watch, there are so many ways to connect with us to ask our panel of counselors a question. Call us Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at 1-800-229-3000 to ask your question on New Life Live. Or go to newlife.com/radio for other ways to get your question answered.
I'm trying to find help.
I just want to know how to set boundaries.
If it's a sin, what am I supposed to do?
Need a therapist or a coach, a resource or an intensive? Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Your giving to New Life helps provide counseling, workshops, radio programs, and digital resources that meet people where they are, helping them take their next step toward healing and hope. By giving today, you join us in standing beside those who need a hand to hold and a guide to show the way. You can give online at newlife.com or by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE or text NLM to 28950. You can even write us a check and put it in the mail if you want. We've got the mailing address on our website, newlife.com. So we mentioned earlier that there are several ways that you can get your questions to us, like leaving us a voicemail or sending us an email, I should say. Those are great if you can't call in when we're here in the studio, because if you can call in and talk to either Jacqui or Sheri or whoever's on the panel that day, that's great, because sometimes we have follow-up questions that we have for you, etc. But we understand, and that's why we do have the email option. And here's one that we got from Ellen, who asks, what does one flesh mean in marriage? And Ellen asks, is one flesh considered two individuals in marriage that work as a team, working on the same purpose? Or does one flesh mean we become one, and then the husband makes all of the decisions? My husband thinks it's that one, and that I have to be okay with that. Jacqui, what say you?
I say, wow, that's wild. So let's start with one flesh and that idea in Scripture. One flesh happens when we bring two fleshes together. I used to say this is terrible math. Only God can do math where 1 and 1 equal 1. And then someone said, well, multiply. 1 times 1. Oh, okay, got it. We're still at 1. But it's 1 times 1 equals 1. So I need a whole person here and a whole person here. And we're bringing those two whole people into this new unit, this new relationship. To assume that one of those two people needs to completely vanish in order for the other one to rule is nonsense. That is not Scripture. That is not what God is asking for. That's a power play. That's about power and control. The two becoming one is God's going to use the best of both of us. The idea that God doesn't use women, and yes, men are called to be the head of the household, but if you look in Scripture, you see women in leadership roles all throughout the Bible. And so my husband isn't going to make all the decisions without any input from me. He's going to hear what I have to say. We'll talk about the things we disagree about, and then he's going to decide what he decides. And I know I was heard. And so it's not just he's making all the decisions and I just need to be okay with it. He's making decisions based on who we are, because we have become one. And so when he's making decisions, he needs to include my perspective because we have become one. A woman doesn't lose her identity as a human because she becomes a wife. And unfortunately, too many husbands believe that that is the case. And that's not loving your wife. That's not caring for her. That is diminishing her. And sometimes people need to diminish others in order for them to feel powerful. And that means you're not even showing up fully as a whole, as your whole self. And so I say the two becoming one means you take these two whole people, and sometimes we're not whole, so you need to get in some couples therapy, and so we can work on ourselves and then come together and have a whole family unit that is built upon the truth of who we are now. So we're the Harrises, right? And that includes who I am and who he is, and then what we do to build a family.
Ellen, thank you so much for submitting your question online. And looks like we have time for another phone call. Here's Mary in Los Angeles who listens to us on KKLA. What's your question for us, Mary?
Hi, thanks so much. My question is, what do I do? My accountant wants to borrow $1,000 from me and do not tell his wife or his sister-in-law whom he lives with.
Say no.
Mary, have you heard the word Ponzi scheme before? That is...
No. Well, yeah, but I don't know what it means. Yeah, I'll have to look it up.
Okay, so CPAs know a lot about money. And CPAs know a lot about money, about financial fraud, about the law. What is it about this CPA that would... You're his client. Okay, you're his client.
Yep.
That would violate his role and power as your CPA to ask you for money. I am sure that the CPA boards, the financial boards that govern CPAs would be very interested in what he's asking you to do right now.
It's got to be an ethical violation.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is definitely an ethical violation. And I want to say this to you, Mary, my dear. Do you know what? Your CPA has done this before, and he's may even be doing it with a number of you.
Yes, ladies. And he's asked me before for bigger numbers.
Okay. He doesn't need access to your money anymore.
Right.
New CPA.
And here's the other thing is it's immoral. What do you mean? We're Christian. What do you mean don't tell? I mean, not that I would call it, but what is that part?
But do you see...
So
that's grooming you for more.
Yeah. He's manipulating you. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I want to invite you to do something very brave, and I don't want you to tell him you're doing this. I would like you to go and look at who it is in your area who would be the board that would oversee CPAs. Yeah. And I would like you to make a phone call, and I would like you to make a file against him. I know. Okay, now that's scary, right? Because now you're asking us, do you want to get well? It's like a pick up your mat and walk type of thing. Now, you may need some counsel, legal counsel, as you're doing this so that you can protect your funds, right? So that you're not harmed. But this person is a financial con man, and he's manipulating you and others and telling you not to tell, and he's making money on you and others, and he needs to lose his license.
In California, it is the California Board of Accountancy.
Okay.
So Google that. I Googled CPA complaints, and that popped up.
Good for you.
Google that and make that call. Yeah, the answer is no, and you're fired.
Just like that.
Yep.
No matter if she's been with him for all these years. And
doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. No more conversations. He's had enough access to your mind as well as your money.
Yeah. I'm so glad you called us, Mary. Yes. Oh, my goodness.
And that he's asked for larger sums before. Hopefully you didn't give them to him, but you may have, and that's why he's coming back for more.
But somebody needs to go through and do an audit on this man.
Absolutely. Everybody's records needs all of his clients' records should be being audited, because as you said, he's doing this to someone else.
Yeah.
This is how he makes probably the bulk of his income.
Wow.
Mary, thank you for your phone call today on New Life Live. Be sure to bookmark our website, newlife.com. Check back often to see details on upcoming workshops, webinars, and courses, of course. Can't forget about the courses, 3 of them starting later this month. You can also read the latest blogs and watch new videos, all designed with your growth in mind. Follow us on social, too, a great way to connect with the New Life community. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, just like us, follow us, because we throw out little bits of wisdom every now and then, and videos and everything, and it's always good for you to share those on your page as well. So God bless you guys. We'll see you at church on Sunday, and we'll talk to you again here on Monday on New Life Live.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Please join us again on Monday for New Life Live.